everybody, and welcome back to Musings by Nikki. I am here to do some crafting, and I thought I'd switch on the camera and bring you all along with me. So, I am working on, after doing digitals for like the last, I don't know, couple of weeks it feels like, I am loving getting my hands gluey and inky and back into some hard, like, paper crafting. It's physical crafting. There we go. Maybe that's the word for it. Anyway, I have got, this is a whole bunch of Tracy Fox. This is working on my new design team project for Tracy Fox. And I've got her wallpaper kit. She's got a couple new kits and a bunch of new tea cards. I've got them all kind of printed out, various chunks of them, because I have already used a bunch of this kit to make some things for part of the design team project, which you will see in the next video. I would guess it's going to be the next video. And then I've got this stuff. So these are tags from her wallpaper kit. You get her tags kits are huge. Like, so the wallpaper kits and stuff. So you get this huge stack. And like I said, I've already used a bunch of these, but look at all of them. You get a bunch of 3 different sizes of those. So that's those. And then, you get wallpaper samples, which are like a couple different sizes of them. This is the full size, and then these are like a medium size of them. And I've printed them out in a few different ways. And then I've got, these are some of those. And then I also have her Poetry of Flowers, I believe is what it's called, kit printed as well, which is like a tags, bases and ephemera kind of kit. And then these are an older kit, and these are like arabesque seed packets, I think is what they're called. So I've got that. Then over here in a little stack, I've got a couple stacks of her newer tea cards and some of the butterfly lady ones. And then I've already done some crafting, so I've made some of these little round pockets like this. This is a Wendy's journal adventure. Oh my gosh, why does that not sound right now? Anyway, you guys probably all know who I'm talking about. But I've made some of her little round pockets because I used some of those already. And then I have taken some of these wallpaper kits and done some die cutting with them. And so I've made several of these you guys, what the heck? My brain is just shot right now. And I don't know why, because it's just been a really delightful, quite peaceful Sunday. You know, had the whole family over for lunch, which we do every Sunday, and that's great. But for some reason, my brain right now. And then I also took, so I did some die cutting and made those pockets. And then I also did a bunch of these layered flowers. And so I punched these out of the different wallpapers as well. They make they're the wallpaper kit. I love it. I really do love it. Look at all those fun patterns. So I've layered them up and made some little flower embellishments, and I put some pearls in the middles of some of them. So yeah, I just, what I'm doing is I'm working on making some ephemera up for a journal that I'm going to make using her wallpaper. I believe it's called like Daybook. Yeah, I should write these down so I know what I'm talking about. Oh, I also I did some die cutting with the wallpaper. So I made some of these little like label shape kind of things. So Poetry of Flower. So I think we're just gonna make some ephemera, some layered up tags maybe. I do have this I printed, and then just instead of cutting down the middle, I folded these two together. As with some of her other like tag base kits, you get the ones that are not like sewn and embellished, and then you get the ones that she's already layered up and sewn around. Which I love that you get both. So this, I just made a little booklet, and I figure I can make it into a booklet. Anyway, we'll stop we'll stop talking and we'll just start creating. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is make up some layered tags, and we'll just start with these. They're gorgeous. I really love this grungy wallpaper. They're such pretty, I especially love that one. They're such pretty colors. And as per usual, I have printed them on like an ivory cardstock. So let's see if I can find something that's like true white. Bone folder, true white, ivory cardstock. So that just gives the grungy aginess just a little bit more. And I like printing my ephemera always on cardstock because that just gives it a little more heft as you're pulling tags in and out, but they're not too bulky, you know, so I don't mind backing them and sewing them together. And I think what I'm going to do is make a tag. I wanted to make some tags that are like a pocket on the side as well. So let's do that. So I'll do some sewing around some things. I've already got them inked. So I've cut these out and inked everything. And let's see. So I'm going to make a side pocket over here. And oh, look at my new inker, you guys. I know some of you have this and it's old news, but I got some from my friends for Christmas. I got 2 of them. Look at, ta-da! They are so nice, and they really are nice for my hands. As if you've been following me, you know that I've been having issues with my hands, and I did get some injections into my wrists, and that has helped, kinda. I don't know. I guess it can take up to 2 weeks for them to fully kick in. So I'm hoping, because this finger is well, this isn't a finger, it's a thumb, whatever, is still pretty numb all the time, which is super weird. And you can't shake it out hardly, although I constantly am trying to shake it out. Okay, so these 2 tags, I cut these out by hand. So they don't, what I'm looking at here is that they don't quite line up, but you know what? I am kind of okay with that. And if it's grossly bad, like when I go to sew them, I'll just trim down a little bit and re-ink. But I'm going to make a pocket there. And before I start sewing around the edges of it or anything, I think, oh, that's so pretty. Let's make a pocket. I think these are just slightly too wide. Yeah. Just slightly, ever so slight. I suppose I could trim it down, but then you miss the stitch part. So let's do pockets like this. Try to get 2 that aren't super similar. Oh, maybe I want 2 kind of bluish ones. Yeah, let's do that. So they'll act as kind of tabs. So I'm going to make them as pockets this way. And then we can maybe put some of the T cards in there. And we'll decorate up on front of those. And then we're going to make some more tags to like hang off of it. A whole bundle of tags. So those I will sew on as well. So this is where it becomes the whole thing of like, you have to know what you're sewing where and when so that you don't, this is where I always trip myself up. Like I go, okay, I have to sew this bottom layer and then to catch this and stuff. So what I want to do is this whole side here is going to be open. This is in my head. This is what I want to do. This side I want to be open here. And then I'm going to sew around all of this. But I want this edge to be sewn. So I need to sew this edge first and this edge. And then I want to sew these pockets. Let's see, I want them on the opposite side. I want the tabs sticking out the opposite side because I'll probably have a tab sticking out here. So tab sticking out here. And I'll have to sew across the bottoms of those when I have them separate. And then when I go to sew them, oh, when I sew this edge, I'll have to catch these two. And then when I go to sew them together, that'll catch this edge. So I need to sew along here and here. Then I'll sew up the edge of this side and sew the edge of this side, and then I'll sew the whole thing together. Do I want to sew a pocket on this side? Maybe. Oh, and then I also, like I said, like I showed you a minute ago, I have just some of these extra like sample-y pieces here too. And these work good for making little pockets and stuff out of. I just printed a bunch of extras of these because they work so good for all kinds of things. And these two kits go together so good, in my humble opinion. I like this one too. These birds are cool. Yeah, let's do like that. And I'm just guessing and going for it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's ink the edge. I think I want to put a thumb hole because thumb holes. So like I was saying, these two kits go together really well. Because a lot of these wallpaper samples are very floral. Okay, so I'm going to sew that on too. So I'm going to go do some sewing. And then I'll stop back and I'll show you before I sew them both together what I've done so you can get what I'm doing. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I want to show you what I've sewn so far. So I sewed the pocket on, which you can see probably better on the back here. I sewed the pocket on, and then I just sewed along this edge since that's going to be free. And then on this one, I have sewn, so it's going to go together like this, right? And so this is going to be the open edge. I just like having this edge sewn because if the rest of it's going to be sewn around, I like having this edge sewn too. But because I don't want to sew them together, I have to sew them individually so I don't sew it shut. So I've sewn along this edge, which catches the edges of those two tags. So this one is completely free because as I sew them together, it'll catch the bottom edge of this one. And then the side, and then this one, I caught the edge as I sewed up here as well, but then I sewed across the bottom because, you know, that I want it to not just be a belly band, I want it to be a pocket. And then these two will get caught, you know, as I sew up around the tag. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to sew here, 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 down here, and across here. And that'll create this pocket and it'll make these into official pockets here. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have sewn around and I have a pocket here and a pocket here, and then these are both pockets here and here. So let's decorate these up a little bit. And then before I do that, I think I'm going to put my 2 holes in here. So I want 2 holes because I'm going to hang some other stuff from here. And I'm going to put on these. These are just like the paper ones that come white. And then I distress them with Distress ink. And where's my big hole puncher? There we go. My old-fashioned guy, because the crocodile, even the large one, doesn't quite make a big enough hole. This one is perfect. It makes the right perfect size hole for these. So I put the front side on and punch my holes because one time, only once, I did learn my lesson right away. Let me empty that out before it makes a mess. I put the front side on and then I put the back side on like I had any idea how to line them up, and then I punched all wonky and I was like, what the heck am I doing? So now I learned my lesson front side, punch through those holes, and then line up the protectors on the back side. Okay, so now I have those 2 holes done. So now I know not to get anywhere near those with my decorations. And then let's see, let's look. So you get a lot of these cool little kind of ornate scrolly embellishments, and then you get some quotes and some little flower things and some little numbers. And yeah, so let's put a little, whoops, let's see if we can find a shorter quote. A shorter quote for down here. I like that. Ooh, and then maybe a little flower. One of these. Oh, that's too close. Those like the same exact wallpaper. Okay. I think I'll put the flower behind the... This one's just a single paper, a single flower. So I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you're all having a lovely, peaceful Sunday, or whatever day it is that you're watching this. Probably Monday, because by the time I film this and edit it and get it uploaded and everything, you probably won't be watching this until Monday. Okay, there's that. And then what should we put in there? One of these small tags? Yeah, we'll decorate that up a little. Maybe I want one that's a little more contrasting. There, that's got a little more contrast. I hope you're all having a peaceful day. It has been, oh, you get some of these pretty little labels like this too. Should we use one of those as like a pull tab on top? Yeah, let's do that. We had some snow, so everything outside is covered in this wonderful layer of snow, and all the trees out in the back of our house, well, and out front of our house, are just covered with this wet, heavy white snow, and it just looks gorgeous. So pretty. There you go. I kind of like that. I don't think that needs that much more. Then let's use some of these scrolly things and kind of layer them up. Sometimes I get hung up with these kinds of things because I don't know how, like I have a hard time figuring out how to layer them in there. But then I have to remind myself to just kind of just do it, just go with it. So they're just kind of background noise, I think. That's how I'm going to treat it as. So maybe on the bottom. And then this flower. And let's see, I definitely need some, cheesecloth out. This is definitely a cheeseclothy kind of production here. Loud trucks. Guys, there's one thing that I have learned about my new craft studio up here is that expect that I will never be able to film again without there either being like a loud pickup truck going by, and it seems, I mean, not so much today because it's a Sunday, but almost every other day of the week, that I should also expect logging trucks. Like, they are just pervasive. And they must have like a big sale just outside of town down that way. And they come roaring and rumbling through here at breakneck speed, it seems like. They're going a little fast down Main Street. But like, we're right on the edge of town. So they approach at 60, and then we're kind of like, right on the edge of town, which it's not hard to be on the edge of town here. It's not a very big town. So they they have to slow down pretty quick, but they also don't like to slow down, you know. Truckers just want to keep going. Okay, there. I like that. Now, I feel like we should put a little quote or one of these words up here. Yeah, kind of just like that. I don't want it to be too busy because this is going to be like layered up with other things. And these are already like heavily patterned. So I think sometimes when you're doing heavily patterned, you either have to go all in on like super layered up, or you have to kind of edit what you're doing so you don't overdo it. Okay. So now let's find some things for these pockets. Let's do some of these lovely tea cards. Should we just do a couple in each one? The lighter one there. Pretty. These I don't think I've inked though, so let's do that quick. Yeah, so trucks. The trucks come through fast and furious, loaded down with logs. Like, you know, God help you if you've tried to cross the street before one of them came rumbling through, because they're not slowing down fast enough to not hit you. Luckily, again, we live in a tiny town, so there's not a whole lot of people trying to, you know, be crossing the street. And the school is a little ways out of town, so they come through pretty late in the evening too. Okay, so we've got a pocket with a tag, and we've got pockets with tags in there. Now we just need something to go in here, and I'm going to I'm gonna use another piece of this. Well, let's see if one of these flower cards, they might be too big. They might be just too big. Too wide. Yeah, that's going to stick out too far. And these are too small. This is that Poetry of Flowers kit. So I think, yeah, stick with the original plan. I'm going to cut out one of these. Let's just go with, let's say this one. And then I'm going to cut it down, which I probably should have done before I started making this tag, but you know, it's fine. Because it would have been easier to like lay this out and figure out my sizing before I sewed them together. But that's okay. And I'm totally just cutting because I don't feel like hauling out my cutter onto my desk right now. Let's see, so it's sewn right down to there, so I'm trying to, oh, make sure I'm in camera. Okay, yeah, that just barely makes it, so I think I'm going to slice it out a little bit more. Okay, and then it's a little too wide, so I'm going to take a little slice off the side here. Now let's see if that fits. Oh, and I'm going to round the corners because these little pokey corners do not want to slide in there nicely for me. Oh, come on. That makes it better. Okay, yeah, that's good. I want to go a little more. Do I want to go a little more? Maybe. I don't want it to hang out because I don't want it to get bent up. So guys, if you watched my last video where I showed a whole bunch of new digis that I had been working on, then hopefully you have entered the drawing. I have a giveaway over there, so if you don't know about that video, you should go figure it out right now. Enter yourself to win some digital kits and some stuff. Okay, yeah, that fits perfect in there, so let's ink-a-dink-a-doo. But on that video, part of what I asked you to write in order to be entered into the drawing means that this is kind of what I love doing. I love if you have to write something specifically, because I really, really, truly enjoy hearing what you guys have to say. And I asked something very specific. I think I'm going to put one of these. These are little tabs that come in the kit. And I think I'm going to put one of those on, but I want to make sure I get it in the right spot. So let's like right there. So what I asked you guys to write means that my comment section on that video is full of some of the most uplifting and beautiful things that you will read. So if you're having one of those kind of days, just go to my last video and read the comments, and it should put you in a better mood. It should give you a little hope about humanity for sure. We have some extremely wonderful, beautiful souls that are in our crafty community and that watch my channel. And just, there are some, I was in tears the second day after that video. I was reading comments, and there were some real moments of humanity in there that really brought me to tears. Like, I was humbled and honored that you guys were sharing this stuff with me. I'm going to tear up now. And it really was beautiful. So if you guys need a moment, go read some things there. Okay, so I've got my tag in there. So now I want to put I want to put like several chunks and hunks of things here. So I think I want to do 2 holes. I think I'm going to do a chain, a ball chain. So I think I want to do 2 holes on this to have this hang through the 2 holes kind of too, like so. And then maybe a single hole and layer a couple things to just kind of be chunky monkey. So let's put some protectors on here too. Anyway, if you guys are listening in the US, if you are my US viewers, you will know that our world's a little insane right now. I mean, not discounting anybody else's worlds. I know England's in a lockdown again, I believe, at this point. And we're just slowly starting to come out of our second lockdown here in Minnesota. But I'm not gonna like go into super detail or anything, because that's not what we're about here. But I do want to acknowledge the fact that we are living in a really crazy world right now. I probably made those a little too far apart. Let's make sure that the chain is gonna fit through there. My brilliant idea. One little ergy out of this little tiny, come on, this little teeny weeny Ziploc bag. Oh, hopefully this is long enough. All that to say, I'm just very glad that I have this crafty community, and crafting and art and supportive, lovely, wonderful people who support and love on each other. Because this is what helps when it gets really insane, is to come with a glue stick and some scissors or my bottle of glue and some paper. Oh, see, my hands. Come on, hands. Fingers, work with what I'm trying to do. Please let this be long enough. Okay, yeah. Let's see how it hangs once I close this. yeah, so today I signed on to YouTube and watched Nikki struggle with the ball chain for a half hour. It was awesome. For some reason I kept watching. Okay, that works. Okay, yeah, so, oh, just barely though, but it works. It flips up like I kind of envisioned. So we can have a tag in there and maybe put a pocket here. And then I want to put, let's see, we'll have another tag hang just from like one hole. And then we'll maybe layer up one of these from a hole in the corner. So we just kind of have this like super chunky tag. And don't ask me why I'm making it super chunky, because I want to, but it's not going to fit very well in a book, but you know. And I'm taking this off so I can put it back on later. Isn't that special? Okay, let's make a tag to go in here. And to do that, I'm going to use, yep, another one of these pieces. So what else is new, guys? I feel like I haven't been doing craft with me videos for a while. This is going to be too long, so I'll definitely need to trim it down, but let's see how much. And because this is the envelope, but it doesn't need to close. So I think as long as it misses those two holes, I'm going to just put a little mark there. As long as it misses those two holes, we should be good. Anyway, I feel like I haven't been doing craft with me videos for a while. And I haven't done a live for a while. That just occurred to me the other day. So I think we'll have to do one of those pretty soon here. I miss actually like chatting with you guys as I craft. Is that right? Am I going to cut this? Is it going to look weird? No, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so it just misses those two holes. So we should be good. So again, let's... And of course, ink. So now you guys know that I moved. If you've been watching and keeping up with me, if you don't, if you're just new here, hello, welcome. I love that. And I recently moved from a very big city, the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, Minnesota, to a tiny, teeny, weeny little town north of Minnesota. All right, but we can't just, we cannot just leave this tag blank like this. No, no, no. Well, we're gonna, there we go, right on top, look at that. And so part of the move is, my whole family lives here and everything. Let's try some more of these little scrolly things. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Where was I going with that? Oh, and my whole family lives here. So now we're around my whole family, and my dad is a pastor, and every Sunday after church, so now we get to all go to church with my whole family, my sister and her family, and my brother and his family, and my parents. So that is quite awesome, because I really do love my family. I adore them. I'm very blessed with an awesome brother and sister, and their families are all awesome. And now we get to see my nieces and nephews all the time. The girls get to see their cousins, and that's super cool too. Do I want to put like she's got little specimen. That might be too big. Oh no, that's okay. We'll put that down there too. So part of that is now every Sunday, well, you know, they've been doing this for years, but we just haven't lived here. So when we'd come up to visit, we'd get to have Sunday dinner or lunch, dinner. Depends on who you are and where you're from. If you call the noon meal dinner or lunch. What do you guys call the noon meal? Some people call it dinner, like farmers around here, and I think maybe a little bit old, some of the older folks call the noon meal dinner and the evening meal supper. I've always called it lunch, and supper and dinner were interchangeable. But, so they always have had the meal together. My whole family gets together and eats that evening meal together, which is super cool, or the afternoon meal. But, and we'd get to do it when we were here, but when we weren't here, we were always missing out. Should I cover that up? Yeah, why not? I like these florals. Should we make it a pocket? Like one of these little things? Why not? We'll just make this a little side loady pocket and decide what we're going to put in there. I also have like my, I have just some standard like little trays of Tracy mini ephemera, mini mix ephemera, playing card ephemera, all her little mini stuff. So we get to have lunch anyway. We're having lunch, and that means, and today my oldest niece and her fiance and their son were here as well. And so the house gets really busy. And we have it at our house sometimes when there's a lot of people because we have a little bit more space now. And we're pretty close, and we're in town right by church. So I think all of these are going to be a little too small. So let's look at this tray. Like this has got some little, I suppose I should see my, something to stick in there. That's going to stick out. I don't want it to stick out too far. That's too tall. What's this? Oh, that fits. That fits. And do we want something else in there? Some of this, I believe some of this is actually from this. I think I just errantly stuck some. Yeah, let's put those two in there. Not errantly, that just ended up in there when I was cutting. So my mom was over and we were fussy cutting. My mom helps me fussy cut sometimes. You know, sometimes the Scan and Cut wants to cut things, but then I find like things like this, because there's not enough difference between like the edge of it and the like the edge of the image and the color of the paper, especially when I do it on ivory cardstock. It just doesn't want to cut it out right. So it doesn't recognize it well. Anyway, so my whole family was over and we get to see my nieces and nephews. And my brother has 4 kids. Okay, yeah, I like those. So now let's decorate up a tag to go on top of that. And we'll just, yep, we'll go with this one. And let's put the hole in first. So his kids are the youngest. The youngest is just turned 1. Her birthday is just a couple days from my oldest's birthday. So she just turned 1, and then they range in age 4, and right now 2 7-year-olds, because they're like 11 months apart. So in a couple of weeks, then they'll have a 7 and an 8-year-old. But those two are really close together. And they are sweet, sweet kids. Love them to death. Okay, yeah. Yep. You getting where I'm going here with this? Let's see. I think we could make like one big pocket out of this, and then we'll use some of that, or I could use one of these and cut it down, I suppose, to make another tag to go inside of here. Yeah, I think I'm going to sew this. I'm going to take this over and sew around this tag, which will sew this on as a pocket. and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just sewed around the edges of this, which then caught this pocket as an actual pocket. And then let's grab another sheet of, let's go this one. So, okay, my brother's kids. In my brother's world, February is an extremely busy month. He has their wedding anniversary, his wife's birthday, my sister-in-law's birthday, their oldest son's, or their oldest son, their only son, their oldest, who is their son, his birthday, and Valentine's Day. And like I said, they just had their second oldest, their oldest daughter. It was just her birthday too. So, but February is a massive month. It's a busy, busy month in their house. And they try to go, okay, so I'm going to just trim. I like the way this looks on top though, this pattern. So I don't want to just take all the way off and make it uneven. So I'm going to take a little off this side and a little off this side. I like it when there's a pattern because I can kind of follow the pattern as I cut to make a semi-straight-ish line. So they try to go on a vacation, just the two of them if they can, to try and get away. Because, you know, life with 4 kids, little kids, busy, and my brother works real hard. So it's nice to get away. And my sister-in-law works very hard, is busy with those 4 kids. So this time they're going to go on vacation, and they take vacations with the kids, and then they try to go on one, just the two of them. And that's what's happening in February around their vacation, around their anniversary. And that means we, in my household, there, that fits perfect, we get to watch the kids. Which I'm excited for, and the girls are excited for, and even Ade, my husband, is excited because they're fun kids. They're super smart. All of them. Well, I mean, the 1-year-old, she's smart. She's just sweet. She's the sweetest little thing. And smiley and happy, you know, most of the time. She's a toddler, so she has her moments, you know, but for the most part, she's a sweet little girl. And the other 3 are just like really smart and fun to talk to, and fun to hear, like, it's fun to hear their thought processes on things. So they're going to stay with us for 5 days while my brother and sister-in-law go on vacation, which we're all kind of super excited for. But then my brother today was talking about, you know, I don't think I'm going to decorate this because it's already got pattern on it and stuff. So I kind of just like, and I was thinking I would put some silk on the top or something, but that'll interfere with this hole. So don't want to do that. Okay. Now, I'm thinking I might just put one of these, like punch a hole in the corner and have it hang kind of kitty corner like that, just as another journaling surface kind of, or a place to put a note or a quote or something. I'm going to do that. So today my brother and I were talking at lunch, and they had just had to be, they were out of town on Friday night because his sister-in-law, so my sister-in-law's sister, just got married. So they were in a hotel for the night, and he was saying, oh my gosh, you know, 4 kids, and you're trying to get them to all go to sleep and be quiet. So, because you know, if they don't get enough sleep, then they're not going to be good the next day. It's not going to be pretty. And I'm just going to leave this the way it is as just kind of a hangy thing. And then I think I'll make one last, like, small hangy tag, because I like the way that layers up, right? I like the way that it kind of all hangs. And then hopefully my chain will be long enough to fit through all of this. Let's pick a top color here? Go with blue. I kind of like the yellow. Red. Ooh. I'm just gonna go with that one. Otherwise, I would just sit here and do that like, you know, like the optometrist. 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. So they were just at a hotel, and he said, you know, we're laying there trying to get these kids to bed, and he said, you know, he leaned over to Nessa and said, oh my gosh, what are we doing to Nikki and Ade that they're gonna have to like deal with these kids? And I just laughed and I said, well, here's the difference. You have a higher tolerance when they're not your kids and you're not trying to deal with them all the time, right? Isn't that true? Like, they're cute for me. I don't have to deal with them every day, so it's fun to have them. Even if they're a little fussy, who cares? No big deal, right? I think I'm going to put this tag on top of a tag. Tagception. It's Inception with tags. And then maybe a little quote. So I said, yeah, it's fun. It's fun for us. And he said, even when Ava, who's the baby, wakes up screaming in the middle of the night. And I said, yeah, he goes, well, she doesn't really scream. She's a pretty good baby. And he goes, but when she wakes up, she yells. Like, not small, hi, I'm awake. She yells. And I said, that's fine. Because I know that after 5 days, I get to give them back and have normal sleep again. and you guys are younger and have the energy for it. So we're super looking forward to it, but I'm sure that I will have some fun stories for you all after the middle of February. I will totally be AWOL while they're here because I can't imagine I'll have any time to film or let alone do any crafting, because they're all doing internet school too. Even though they go like our public schools up here, you can choose if you want to go physically to the school or if you want to do online learning. Still with the school, this feels a little too wide. Maybe we'll just go with this little buttercups, even though I know that's not buttercups. So they're all doing online learning. So my girls will have to do their online school and those kids will have to do online school. But it'll be fun. But I'm sure I'll have fun stories to tell you of me being a mom of 6. Me being the mom of 6 for a while. How many kids do you guys have? Do any of you have 6 kids? Oh my gosh. I think I'm satisfied with that. So now to fish this thing through this whole pile. OMG. Don't foul me now, fingers. It'll be interesting. I've been the mom of 2 for 17 years. Well, not 17. I guess technically 13. And I cannot imagine having 6 kids, although I know plenty of people do it and do it just fine. My sister and her husband, between them, have 5. But they're all a little older. Oh, it all just fit. There. Oh, I like how that looks. And actually, the amount of stuff I have on here, it's actually not, I mean, it's bulky, but it's not super bulky. Like, that could legitimately go in a journal, like clipped in from the top or something. But I really like the way that hangs. And you can flip up and write things or put little pictures and pull out tags. And that flips up. And, whoa, as we know, all those things pull out. I was thinking for a second, do I want to put this on top of this? But no, this is 2 holes, so. All right, cool. So there's that. Nope. I was going to say I might put some sari silk or something on top of this, but no, I don't. I like it just as it is. Okay, so I'm gonna set this over here, and then let's just make up let's just decorate a few tags. I was gonna say, do I want to make another one of those? But you know what? Let's just do a few of these. And those are gonna be too big. So let's just do this. Let's just do some layering, some collaging, and some book page. Okay. I was pulling pages out of this book the other day, well, a few weeks ago, and what actually is this? It's like an encyclopedia. It's an old encyclopedia, American International Encyclopedia, but I must have like the H. It's really hard to read, but it's like the H volume. Anyway, yeah, so it's H volume. But I pulled out some pages the other day, and I was getting ready to put them in here, just in a background. Pardon me as I move that back over there. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess I should say, I caught before I put it down that I was tearing out the page that said Hitler. And I was like, well, probably don't want that. Because, you know, if you follow if you've been a subscriber for a while, if you went to any of my lives, you saw my whole FU debacle in a journal a while ago. So I was like, yeah, that was kind of funny. Hitler, that's not so funny. Don't want that just hanging out in the background of a tag on a beautiful floral page. And then Hitler. Just maybe not. Maybe not. Henry the Navigator. No, that's just some good old Portuguese history or something, I think. Okay, we'll do this flowers and then some things down there. So what are you guys working on these days? Tell me in the comments below. So what have I told you? I've told you like 8 things to tell me in the comments below already. How many kids you have. If any of you have like 6 kids, God bless you. And what you're working on these days. I have a, this is going to sound like a shameless plug, which it isn't intended to be. But one of my new kits is a boho kit that I really have taken a shine to. And I kind of can't wait to play with that one. So that might be one of the next things I do. Let's see. Do that. Cover up the flowers. Maybe. And then one of these quotey things. These are all quotes from the Poetry of Flowers book. I hate when I do that. It's okay. We recover. We fall down, but we get up. Some of us get up slower, me included. We watched my great nephew take a fall straight onto his knees earlier today at church. And my dad, who just turned 71, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Dad. Not that he's ever going to watch this. Not so much a crafter. Very supportive. Not so much a crafter. Anyway, my dad went, oh, the minute that Liam fell. Because he was like, when you get a little older, you feel it. When that happens, you feel it in your You feel it because you know that if that happened, if you felt like that, you would not just get up and run away like this little kid just did. I think I'm going to put one more. Even though I know that's not Myrtle. I was watching Tracy and she said something about that and I went, yeah, isn't it kind of funny when we come to our junk journals? There are people like Nick the Booksmith, or more like Gibbet for sure, is like, does research and is really specific with her herbs and leaves, and Mrs. Cog does that too and stuff. And then there's those of us that just like, you know, go, oh, well, I know that's not Myrtle, but I'm going to say it's Myrtle. I'm going to put the little Myrtle tag on there anyway. Let's put some whole reinforcer on here. So yeah, my dad and I were, well, a bunch of us were going, ooh. If I fell on my knees, there's no way I would get up that quick. And if I did, it would be with the aid of somebody else, not under my own power. I'd be a hurting unit. I need to, let's see, I need to make another sheet of these. So I'll show you what I do, because these are gone. So these are, this is an old trick. Definitely not my own trick by any means. But these are just the paper, the plain paper ones. You can get the ones that are shiny and they won't accept the ink. It'll rub off. So you have to get these. And then I have, excuse my reach. I have a scratch piece of paper here that you can see I've already done this. And then I just just rub some ink over the top of them to age them up. And these I just get, I'm pretty sure these came from the dollar store. I don't remember where I saw this trick. This is one of the first things I learned when I started doing this. Okay, there's one tag. I have no idea how much time I've gone. Let's do one more tag. If you're still hanging out with me, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. And if you've gone, then you won't know that I'm saying you're gone. So there. I'm not going to do any small ones because I'll need to sew around them, although I really do like that combination. Let's do another one of these. So this is the difference between the ones that she's already got layered up for you and the ones that aren't layered up. You can use either one. Oh, I have some of these strips too. Maybe I'll put some of this along the edge of it. I kind of like it. Yeah. And probably should ink the edges of that. Did I do this top edge? Who knows? Okay, should I glue some book page down underneath it? Yes, why not? Always. Book page, always a good idea. I'll get rid of some of this white space up here. It's so quiet in my house right now, you guys. The girls are at youth group at church. My husband's out in the shop. He's got a big workout thing out there. And like exercise bike and his push-up bars. And he just got this boxing, what do you call that thing? Medicine bag. Medicine bag? Ball? Because am I even close? Now it's one of those things where I just said that and I'm going, do I sound stupid right now? What's the thing where it's like you know, and it's the little ball that hangs down from I'm totally laughing at myself. I feel like I sound stupid because I cannot. It probably is medicine bag. I don't know, why would you call it that? Why would you call that thing a medicine bag? Did it used to actually or maybe you don't call it that at all and I'm just really like being dumb right now. Anyway, he has one of those things out there. Yeah. He just got one. Oh my gosh. And now in all of my laughing at myselfness, I just did that all kinds of wonky. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, that's why we call them junk journals. I was able to correct most of the way. Okay. Now, anyway. Yeah, that still works. Whew. So he just got one of those. He used a box back like in Nigeria. He hasn't for a long time, but I gather that's a pretty good workout. They get those things going fast. Although the few occasions that I've had to try one, I mostly just feel completely inept because I can't make it get going. But once he gets this thing installed, I guess I'll go out and make myself feel inept some more. Although it probably would hurt my hands, right? Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't go out there and play with the medicine bag or whatever the heck you call that thing. Anywho's. So he's out there. The girls are gone. So the whole house is very quiet. And you know the other weird thing, and those of you who have like wood stoves would potentially know about this. Our house, we heat our house with a wood stove, an outdoor wood stove. So we have this really big mammoth stove sitting outside of our house. It's out by the shop, which is behind our house a little bit. And you have to go out like twice a day and throw wood in. But with wood heat, you don't have like a forced air furnace. So my whole life, I grew up, glue fingers. I grew up with a forced air furnace. So when it would kick on, you'd hear the, you know, the fan kick on and everything. Now that doesn't happen anymore. Should put a specimen. Yeah, like it needed one more. So that doesn't happen. So there's not, like when it's quiet here, it is quiet because it's radiator heat, which just means there's water flowing through, but you don't hear it. At first you did. At first you heard it because there was some air in the line and we didn't realize it. But then my dad and husband, they fixed that. And now you don't even hear the water flowing really. So it's just dead silent. Which is weird. So it's not very often. Okay, so I think we've probably done enough for this video. I'm probably way over an hour or something. I have no idea. But I really like the way this turns out. I like this kind of flippy, flappy, like scrappy pile of stuff. And I'm really glad that this ball chain fit through. So anyway, and then we've got a couple collage tags. You will see these make an appearance in my flip through of my next design team project. I'm going to continue on and make some more stuff. Oh, I do have one thing that I'll probably pop on and make a video on in the next couple of days as well. That's just kind of a riff on something that Tracy actually did. And then I'll do a flip through. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, whatever time it is on whatever side of this fantastic globe of ours that you live on. And until I see you again, stay safe, stay peaceful, stay healthy. I wish you health, and God bless, guys. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit today. Take care. Bye-bye.